Hello and welcome to our number talk. Today we are looking at the expression 46 minus 28. What we do in a number talk is we use mental math. That means no paper, no pencil to try to solve an expression, and then we explore all the different strategies we could have used to figure it out. So before we go any further, let's go ahead and do that. Pause the video, work out 46 minus 28 in your head. When you have the answer, unpause the video, and we will look at all of our different strategies together. So the first strategy that we could have used is called adding up. And what we do is we take our second term, which is called a subtrahend when we're looking at our subtraction problem. It's the smaller number. And we start with that, and we try to add up to get to our minuend, which is our first term. So we want to add up from our 28 to try to get up to 46. And adding up is always a good strategy. So we're going to take little jumps here to try to get first to the nearest 10. So 28, the next 10 is 30, so that's going to take me 2. And then the closest 10 that I can get to without going over is 40. So it's just going to be one big jump from 30 to 40. That's not that bad. And then I've got a plus 6 to get right there. So I really just took 3 jumps, one to get to the next 30, one to get to the closest 10 to our minuend, and then one to get up to our minuend. So I've got our 10 and 6 and 2. Hopefully you got this answer of 18. We can also use compensation. So what compensation does is you take your subtrahend and you think, how far away is it from the next 10? We just looked at that. It's 2 away. So if I were to change this to a 30, this would be such an easier problem because then I wouldn't have to regroup. So 46 minus 30, right, that's going to be 16. That's pretty easy. But remember, I added my 2, so I actually took away 2 more than I should have. My 28 jumped up to a 30. So I actually have to add those 2 back in. So let me add those 2 back in to balance it out, and that's going to get me back to my difference of 18. Now, we can also use counting back, and counting back is similar to our adding up, except we start with our minuend here, and we are going to simply count back. So some of us prefer to count up, some of us prefer to count back, so let's take a jump to the nearest 10. So that's going to be 40. That's a minus 6. Our next 10 is going to get us to 30, and that's the highest amount of 10s we could jump because we are already close to our subtrahend. And we've got to get to a 28, so that's just going to be another smaller jump, and that's going to get us as a minus 2. So then we add these up, and we still get our same difference of 18. Now, another strategy we can use is called constant difference, and it's kind of like what we did with compensation. So we're going to take our 28, we're going to say, you know what, let's add 2, let's make that 30. That'd be such an easier problem. But if we want to keep a balanced expression, did you know that we can also add that same 2 to our minuend? And that's going to get us 48. So if I add 2 to both of my terms, my minuend and my subtrahend, then I don't have to add anything else because I've kept those 2 numbers the same distance apart. I've just made an easier problem. 48 minus 30, 18, no regrouping. So these are all the ways that I can think of to mentally subtract 46 minus 28. If you can come up with another strategy, that's wonderful. Please add it as a comment on the video. Teachers, if you would like a copy of the slide deck for your own use in the classroom, you can find it on my website, 5minutemath.net.